Welcome to NXG Markets. This is Mohsen Ismail. Well, if you're signing in for the first time to this channel, then please like, subscribe, and share. And just for the information, this video is made for educational purposes. Please trade at your own risk. Now, let's begin today's week. In this video, we are going to cover several aspects of the fundamentals and the technicals as to why gold has been bullish last week and what is it that we can expect for this week as well. This video, we will certainly try and focus on the entire weekly analysis of it. So I want you to certainly make sure that you have your concentration right over here. Now let's begin first with the upcoming events for the week. And as we know that on Monday, we have a medium impact news of Empire State Manufacturing Index. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will be having a very important news. So I might as well ask you to probably put on your focus, because all these things is going to matter this week, and keep your diary and the pen handy with you. So on Tuesday, we have got very important news coming up as core retail sales and retail sales. And Wednesday is the day when we are going to get the report on the federal funds rate as to how much it's going to be. So as you see, there is an expectancy of 4.25 with the previous being 4.50. I guess this is going to be the most crucial news in the entire week, which also means that Wednesday can be the turning point of the week or the turning day. Now, and that's what makes gold so very volatile, and that is what we are going to focus on. So do remember, you trade on Monday, don't trade on Monday, Tuesday, but on Wednesday, when the federal funds rate is out, that is when it can be a game changer. You can see gold either running towards or crossing the all-time high and setting up a new high this week again, or falling down to the previous very low demand zone that we might expect, depending on the federal funds rate too. And to sum it up, of course, we have got Thursday coming up with unemployment claims, and several other on a Wednesday too. But Thursday we're gonna end with unemployment claims, and Friday there is no news. So Friday, there's going to be a range bound, depending on what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. And that is what we are going to understand technically as well. So let's move, without wasting a lot of time, let's move on to our favorite analysis, to the technical aspect. Now, while we are getting into this, let me also inform you a few of the things that I would like to bring down to your notice as to why gold remained bullish during this moments. Okay. Now, as we understand, there has been a lot of war tensions which is going around the world, sustaining, the safe haven, which we call it as gold. We have seen war tensions between Israel and even Qatar now, and Israel is attacking Yemen again. So a lot of things happening, whether it is even Ukraine-Russia war, it's at its peak. And things are like, just like how gold is giving its all-time new highs every week, we see a lot of things happening new with the war situations in Ukraine and Russia, between Ukraine and Russia. So that brings us to the point as to how gold throughout history has been the safe haven during uncertainties. And these uncertainties that we are discussing it as can be very big in this coming week, in this coming months and year to follow, right? So one thing that we need to notice is, and of course, past few weeks, we have seen that the US data has been coming in negative for a long, long time now. And that is what is impacting the entire gold market and the Forex market as well. So there are very important levels that we would like to cover. And let's understand as to what this level is, which is right in front of your screen that you can see. And to begin with, let me again inform you that this video is for the weekly understanding or the weekly analysis of gold. So you might as well just try and understand that these are the support and the resistance that we are talking about throughout the week. And by the time, like I said, Wednesday can be the turning point. As to what might happen throughout the week, you just got to be safe and trade accordingly so that your money is safe with you. And if your money is safe with you, that is when you can play. If you lose all the money before any news comes in, then you wouldn't be able to, grab the opportunity that is right in front of you. So, as we see the market right now, of course, is closed at 3642.66, which is really nice. And that itself will become the opening on Monday, right? And as you see, there are a few things that I want you to notice over here. We've seen this trend line starting, of course, from September 9th or even before that. So September 9th, as we know that since then, the market has given us a trend line, which is the market has been under this area. Yes, and it's been a week now, and we have seen this particular range wherein 3654, 3653, and of course 3640. So this is the range where the market has been since almost now since 12th. So this 2 days the market wasn't able to cross below. And so it even now, of course, we know that 3642 is where the closing point is of the last week on Friday, and that is where we would like to say, as per as my analysis goes, we see that what might happen on a Monday. Monday you might see a little bit of dip around, and market again like 3640, nothing more down below that. Okay, 3640. Market will definitely try to retest this trend line and go upwards towards the resistance of 3660 to 3670. Now, when we talk about the resistance, when we talk about the support, understand the meaning behind this is that you might see a falling down from the resistance, that it will resist from here. And if it's a support, then of course it might take the support to go back up. Right. So these are the targets that we generally set of once we open up a position. We know that the market is going upwards, then we have the resistance 3660. However, directly buying over here doesn't make any sense as of now. It's because it has to cross this trend line. Right. And this week is, like I said, a very crucial week because we are going to get the federal rate cut on Wednesday, which can be the game changer point. And that is what we are going to understand, and based on which we have to analyze our positions, correct? So I want you to focus a little more over here because this range, like you see, 3620, 3660 is almost like 40 points, 400 pips. However, this can be big enough to wash out a few of these small accounts as well. And if we are the accounts of $1,000 or anywhere between $100 to $1,000, then you've got to be really very careful in terms of your risk reward ratio, the deals that you open. All right. And so going further, like I said, it's very important for this for the gold to break this trend line and go upwards in order for it to touch this 3660 and then probably follow onto this same trend line and then taking a dip to go up. Yes. However, like I said, initially there is a possibility that when the market opens up on Monday, it can be certainly range bound. So you have this trend line going on from 3653 to 3640, where you can consider the market to move around the same area between 3640 to 3655 or 3650. Might as well you can take that. Right. And you have this trend line that you can make a note of. You can take a picture of this if you want to, which is really very important. And when you see this support, now this is a very important support. The first support that we're talking about, 3620, is because the market, of course, will try to fill in the gap. Now, if you look at this support and this gap, it's just we're just trying to fill this up, right? So if the market goes down and touches the 3620, it might not go down directly to 3595 or the next support that we're looking at. Yes, but And of course, this support is very, very strong. However, we will certainly find that there might be some retracement from the support of 3620 to fill in this gap. And then probably, once it reaches that point, right, we that is when we will see that market touching the next support or the next resistance, because it might just then cross upwards towards, once it fills in this gap, then that is when it might reach towards the 3660 mark or 70 mark, and or else go down below 3595. So this is where you have to understand the market as to what is going to be the top and what is going to be the buy. This can be a very good thing for scalping, like for 15 minutes or half an hour, so on and so forth. But the small ranges, like I said, we will discuss that on a daily basis. When the market opens up, then I will upload a new video based on the daily range, so you understand as to how the intraday trading works. But like I said, we are working on this weekly analysis, and that is how the range is a little far, so that you can be ready as to what you might expect coming into this week. And by the time the Wednesday comes, that is when you will see the market, of course, crossing the resistance or the support towards the supply zone and the demand zone by the end of the week. Which brings me to the point of the next resistance and the support going simultaneously, being very, very strong, because the market reaches here 3685, 3695 as resistance. This can be your second target to book your profits if you're into buy position, provided of course the market crosses this particular area and move towards the resistance areas over here. And if the market crosses after this, fills in to this 3595, and that is when you have this area of 3595, 3585 as a very, very strong support area for the buyers to enter in. Now, whenever I say that this support is very, very strong for the buyers, or this resistance is good for the seller, does not mean that as soon as the market reaches over here, you directly open up a position. Well, to check, you can. You have to understand that every trade that you open, I repeat, every trade that you open, once it reaches the support and the resistance, should always be after the confirmation, either throughout a breakout structure or throughout a retest structure. Yes, and there can be a reversal as well. So you might as well look into that and then open the position as soon as you achieve your first target of the resistance or the support. Right. So, and after, by the time the week ends, and after Wednesday, as to whatever the federal rate cut comes up to, and the market takes its volatility at its full swing, that is when you will see the upward movement or the downward movement, the bullish or the bearish, reaching up to. You might as well see, because if the market crosses this 3685 and 3695 mark, well, then we have gold seeing another all-time high of 3720 to 3740 mark. Okay. Now, why do we have this kind of resistance above it when we know that this is the all-time high? Is because when you replicate this as a mirror image over here, it certainly takes this area right in. This gap right over here, which gives us this area of 3685 to 3695, which is also very important to understand, is because the range would technically, with the buyers coming into the picture, has to be based on the earnings that they get once they close down the position, when the sellers enter in, and then when the market comes down to the support, and then when the money is pumped in all over again. So depending on the amount of risk that is taken around the globe is where you have to understand as to how the market is reacting. Yes. And you see, so this is what the weekly analysis for gold is in terms of this particular week. And you can take a picture of this. Like I said, you have got two resistance that I've given, and the support, and plus the supply zone starting from 3719 or 3720 for that matter, and the demand zone starting from 3550 to 3540. Now, let me just clear one point before I complete over here, is that this demand zone will play a very important role in this particular week, because if the market falls down, right, filling in this gap, yes, and the market reaches this area, right, well, three unless and until the market does not cross 3540 mark, don't consider this as a selling trend, because this can be such a strong buy zone for all of them who are swing buyers, that 3540 can be a point from where the market after that can reach to a new high altogether strongly. Yes. However, if it crosses below that, then we have a huge gap to fill in, and you can see market going down towards the downward trend. And that is when we can say, yes, the market can have this long-term range, maybe, but this will take time. This you might see this happening maybe after the month of November or maybe start of December. Yes, or maybe January. Who knows? But at least till then, it will take some time. Considering the fact, when you look at the time limit that it is taking in, I think that might be the time where you might see this thing coming in case it happens. Once its trend line is broken, then you will see the upward movement. This entire thing replicating right over here and giving us the all-time high, and that is where we are hoping for on a long term. Of course, this might take like 6 months to 1 year, who knows? But commodity we have seen over the year has been growing every year since history. Yes, and we have seen a lot of improvement in the Bitcoin and the Ethereum as well, with the hyper liquidity with Theta and Solana, of course, coming into the picture as well. There have been a lot of institutions who have been pumping in money for the Solana, for hyper liquid, for Ethereum, coming to the picture, which makes it so very strong. So if you are interested in cryptocurrencies, then these are the cryptocurrencies that I would just like to tell you that you have to make a note of, which might just be the game changer in the future. And if you look at Ethereum seems to be so very strong, even in comparison with Bitcoin. Okay, and then we have got Hyperliquid, we have got Solana, which is just booming up, and this can be the game changer. XRP also showing us some positive, momentum over here, and has not been declining very much as compared to the previous fall that it gave once. But that was a long time back, around a couple of years back maybe. However, like I said, now this is the time where the entire world, we are entering into a different era of AI and quantum technology, being the part of discussion around the world, around the financial institutions, being on a verge of collapse because of the new technological advancement that we are entering into. So this can be the game changer for all the people who would like to grab this opportunity coming in these years up to 2030, all right. And I guess for all the people who have missed it in the past, is the time is back for all of them, for you to recover or earn or do whatever it takes to fulfill everything that you ever wanted to, which you missed on in your life. So, but that's all I have for you. You have a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, share, and do comment in the comment box, because that is what is really very important for me to understand as to what is it that you might expect more out of the video, which I will be able to make it, and that is going to help me more to make more videos and on different topics, anything that you would like to know. Well, thank you. You have a wonderful day, and live a happy life and happy trading.